Hello everyone, I am FIDE instructor and Arena International Master Rishikesh Chavan. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is Shaolin Temple. We are playing today's practice session. Okay, we got black. Let's see what we can do. D4. Let's play with this. We should have played knight f6. Okay. This is some unusual position. So let's see what we can do. I want to play a5 because I want this knight square for my knight so that I can play knight d7 and knight d6. But now the problem is if I play this right away, then maybe he can play a5 by himself and then b6 is not available for us. But the downside of a5 is that this b5 square will be permanently weak. And then he can keep his knight on the b5 and he can try all types of forks and all types of attacks. So I don't want that to happen. So maybe let's continue with developing this knight. Let's not weaken the square for now. We can think about it later on. We should have played queen b6. So we are having okay. So he had to play that. Otherwise, knight g5 was a killer move. Not actually a killer move, but a strong move. Let's develop the pieces first. It's a bit difficult for him to develop this bishop because otherwise this b2 pawn will hang. If we play something like queen c2, then we can play either queen b6 or we can even kick the queen away with knight b4. Okay. I want to sacrifice this bishop over here. I don't know whether this will work or not. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Max to max, we'll lose the game. That's it. Nothing serious. We have lost many games trying new things. So if we lose the game, if we lose this game, then we can add this game in the list. Hmm. So he wants to push that bishop over there, right? Let's keep that bishop busy. Let's give this check. And now we are threatening mate over here. What should we do over here? There must be some tactics, right? This position looks so interesting. Pawn into pawn. Yes, okay, he'll play bishop into pawn. Okay, there is no point in it, right? Let's see. Let's calculate. I hope I'm not missing anything. I'm thinking about playing either rook b4 or rook b3, but I'm not sure whether this will work or not. I mean, after rook b3, you can simply play rook a3, right? Okay, let's try playing this. So maybe we can threaten something with this and maybe this. So knight c2 is on the cards. Okay, what is he trying to do? Threat is knight into bishop. Then first we'll capture the knight, and then he's losing rook, and at the same time he's losing the knight. Okay, good. But with which pawn we should capture? Because if we capture with this pawn, then later on maybe he can play this, and we'll capture with this pawn first. Okay, we are getting this thing over here, right? Yeah, this check is also coming. Great. No, forced. Your piece up, right? Okay, let's exchange the pieces, and we are happy. Is that a mate on rook h5? Looks that way, right? Oh, that's cool, man. It's a very nice checkmate. So it was a nice game. We got a good plan in the middle game, and we got few weak squares, uh, and then we start pressurizing those weak squares. And White couldn't control, couldn't defend all those weaknesses. For example, this b file and this b2 was weak. Then again, the king side pawn structure was weak. So we started pressing all these soft points, and then it was too much for White to defend all these weaknesses, and finally he started dropping a lot of material, and then we could checkmate him with this nice structure. So I am very happy with this game. I hope you enjoyed this game. So I see you next time. Thank you very much, everyone.